What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this Thursday evening, ladies and gentlemen? We're here to talk some Arizona Cardinals. Big shout out to the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. We got 21 people already waiting for the show to start. So I appreciate you guys for coming through, man. These afternoon shows, I feel like they get a little bit more traction than the morning show. So I definitely do appreciate everybody for coming through. Y'all, we got some things to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We got some things to talk about. Now, obviously, with all the news that is coming flying our way, right, for the Arizona Cardinal fans and just the organization in general, we got a lot of news coming our way, a lot of news. So make sure, and I don't know how many times I can express this because I kid you not, I at least have 2 or 3 different DMs or maybe 4 or 5 different DMs, depending on big news that happens. I don't have all the time to make all the videos at every single moment of my life, right? I'm not at the house a lot of the time or in my studio. So please make sure you follow me on my social platforms so I can let you know what's going on pertaining to any big news, right? So in the description, you will see the link of my Twitter, the link of my Instagram. That's where I'm going to basically give you all the details pertaining to when it happens real time, right? So make sure you follow me on those platforms. And if not, if you want to just kind of wait for the live stream, that's cool with me too. So just make sure that's, just FYI, I'm just trying to let you guys know that I am posting it on there. So just FYI. All right, let's get started here, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about here on this episode. Now, this morning, we ended up talking about, obviously, right, the new coaching candidates for the Arizona Cardinals, right? We talked a lot of different stuff. We talked about coaching candidates. We talked about the GM candidates. And then this episode, we're going to kind of do, somewhat the same for this episode here. But we're going to focus on one really big candidate, right? And that's going to be Demeco Ryans. So the Arizona Cardinals actually went out to request an interview for Demeco Ryans to come in. Now, I'm curious to figure out how you guys are feeling because I know you guys know how I feel about the whole Demeco Ryans situation because, the defensive coordinator, I'm curious to figure out how you guys feel about it because the Arizona Cardinals did reach out over to the San Francisco 49ers and Demeco Ryans and request a interview for a head coach position to be a part of the Arizona Cardinals, right? Now, it's a little interesting, right? So this one is going to be a little interesting pertaining to how this is going to shake out. And the biggest reason why I say that is because Demeco Ryans is a part of a winning organization right now. So he is a defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. And the big thing that we have going for us right now, or I guess not going for us, is that we're going to have to wait for a specific date. We're going to have to wait for a specific date for Demeco Ryans to possibly interview him. And really just depending if his team goes to the Super Bowl or the conference championship, it might be a lot longer than we suspect it's going to be. So just kind of keep that in mind that with defensive coordinators or any assistant coordinators that are in the playoffs right now, you might have to wait a little longer to interview them. So it's kind of one of those, catch-22s, and it sucks for those defensive coordinators that are in the playoffs, but it kind of goes to like, hey, your team is winning, right? So you're definitely doing something right. But this is the report that I want to go ahead and show you guys here in terms of what I saw here in the Twitter world, where once I saw it, I automatically was like, hey, this is happening. So from Matt Burrows, and he does work for the 49ers, or at least has close relationship to the 49ers. This is a tweet that ended up coming out, and he says, per the 49ers defensive coordinator, Demeco Ryans has now received interview requests from Denver, Houston Texans, the Carolina Panthers, and the Arizona Cardinals. Now, let me tell you one thing. Demeco Ryans is a hot commodity, ladies and gentlemen, a hot commodity. And I'm telling you, there's going to be teams requesting for an interview for Demeco Ryans. He's probably one of the hottest the assistant or the defensive coordinators out there. And I mean, just either if you're putting the offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators in the same pool, Demeco Ryans is going to be maybe the most coveted out there. Because his name just been floating around, right? I mean, if you look at the defense for the San Francisco 49ers, they're damn good. Like, they're a really, really good defense. And obviously, kudos to Demeco Ryans and what he's done, as far as being the defensive coordinator. Now, I wanted to do a little digging on who is Demeco Ryans, right? He definitely started off as a player, right? In Houston Texans, he was with the Texans from 2006 to 2011. And in 2012 to 2015, he was with the Eagles. So he definitely spent some time as a player. And then he ended up kind of, going into the coaching role. 2017 is when he was the defensive quality control coach for the San Francisco 49ers. 2018 to 2020, he was the inside linebacker coach. And then back into 2021 to 2022. So this last year, he was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. So it definitely seems like he spent most of his coaching days with the San Francisco 49ers. But this guy right here is going to be the best thing out that teams want to go out there, right? So whether you think of Demeco Ryans as obviously a player, he's very, very, there's a lot of glowing remarks about Demeco Ryans. Let's just put it that way, right? A humble man that's, played through the NFL, so knows the player side of it all. And just a guy that's really, really sought after in this offseason. Now, do I want the Arizona Cardinals to put him number one over Sean Payton? No, right? Do I want to put him as number two in my list? No. But honestly, I do get a Demeco Ryans. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad, right? I think it's definitely something that is, worth looking into for sure. But now that the Arizona Cardinals has at least reached out for, to schedule an interview, now the question out there is, when can the Arizona Cardinals really reach out to him, right? Now, I have the timeline right here. Now, it's a little confusing because there's a lot of different dates that you're going to be seeing here. Now, like I mentioned a little earlier in the stream, this is really going to depend on how deep the 49ers go. Now, some people might say that the 49ers are going to get into the Super Bowl, right? There's people out there saying that. Now, if they do somehow get into the Super Bowl, we're not going to be able to interview Demeco Ryans until somewhere around January the 30th. So that's going to be a long, long, long time from now. Now, is that something the Arizona Cardinals are going to do, right? Are they going to wait that long to do the interview with Demeco Ryans? We don't know, right? We truly don't know. But all we know right now is that there is a request to interview Demeco Ryans. Now, he is playing in the wild card weekend as well, right? We all know that they're going to be playing, I think it's this Saturday versus the Seahawks. So if he loses, then I believe we can interview them earlier, but I think that like these days are just a little kind of everywhere. All I know is that if they do make it to the Super Bowl, then it's kind of like we have to kind of wait. But this is the timeline. If you want to decode this, you can definitely do so. I'll put it on my Twitter here as well, just so you guys can basically take a look at it. But there's a lot of dates, right? There's a lot of dates to kind of, look through and figure out exactly what's going on. When can we interview Demeco Ryans? Now, if we somehow interview him next week, then I was wrong in reading this. But look, I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop pertaining to when these interviews are going to be happening. Now, one thing I do know is that Vance Joseph is set to have an interview next week for the head coaching position. I know. Nobody wants Vance Joseph to be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. I know. But just letting you guys know, that's kind of where that is. Now, Sean Payton, there's no news right now other than the Arizona Cardinals can technically, reach out to him. When are we going to reach out to him for that interview? Who knows, right? And when is it going to be set? We don't know yet. Either. Now, we do know one thing as well is that the Denver Broncos has the very first interview with Sean Payton, the very, very first interview with Sean Payton. And that's because obviously they fired Nathaniel Hackett a lot earlier than the Arizona Cardinals fired Cliff Kingsbury. So they had their their fair share, right? They have their first opportunity. I think I read a tweet out there that they have the very first option to do so. So that's going to go ahead and land the Denver Broncos to interview Sean Payton around the 17th of January. So up here. So that's when they're going to go ahead and interview Sean Payton. There was a report out there saying that Jim Harbaugh is going to be the one that's going to have the biggest leg up for the Denver Broncos job. But honestly, right, reports are reports. We'll have to kind of wait to see how it all shakes out. But as of right now, that's the most information that I have right now. But there is one little nugget I want to throw at your guys' way as well. Now, obviously, with the guy who ended up tweeting this tweet right here and letting everybody know that Demeco Ryans has had interview requests with all these different teams, I ended up basically tagging Matt Burrows, and I ended up asking, or actually one of my followers ended up asking him, well, who's going to be the offensive coordinator, right? Or maybe not asking him, but basically saying it on a reply, basically saying like, well, if he doesn't bring an offensive coordinator or a good one, then, we don't want him. But Matt Burrows did actually reply, and he said that he thinks, now please keep this in mind, this is only rumors, this is what he speculates, but he said that if he does become a head coach of any team, an assistant to look out for his offensive coordinator is going to be Anthony Lynn. Now, of course, I did my due diligence. Anthony Lynn currently is a part of the Arizona a part of the San Francisco 49ers. Now, he was a head coach at one point, right? He was a head coach of the Chargers, and obviously it didn't really work out for Anthony Lynn, but that's what rumors and speculations are, at least as of right now. But Anthony Lynn is the assistant head coach / running back right now at the San Francisco 49ers. So that's what's kind of led to believe rumors. If you want to believe that, then there that is. So that's what he said. Now, take that with a grain of salt. Maybe he might be coming with a different offensive coordinator. But to me, I mean, Anthony Lynn, right? He has head coaching experience prior, but I don't 100% know if I'm with that. Maybe it might be somebody different, but I don't know if I'm with that. I don't know how you guys feel about that personally, but yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Anthony Lynn possibly being the offensive coordinator if he does become a head coach in any of these three teams that were requesting an interview from him. So I don't know. No, I do see somebody saying it's Cliff coming. There's no way. Like, there's no way that a coach that was a head coach of the Arizona Cardinals is going to come back for a offensive coordinator job. Like, there's no way, right? Like, ask yourself, would you, right? If you were demoted and pretty much fired, would you try to come back in the same organization that let you go for another job? Like, most people won't do it. Now, some people might, but honestly, I think most people won't. And I doubt Cliff Kingsbury is coming back to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, there is rumors, there's speculations pertaining to him being, a member of the Patriots, right? Because there was a report that came out saying the Patriots are looking for an offensive coordinator, and ding, 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 who has the relationship with, Bill Belichick? Of course, Cliff Kingsbury. So there's that, right? And that might be something very notable to kind of look out for, Cliff Kingsbury being defensive coordinator for the Patriots. Because although we want to, believe that Cliff Kingsbury might be going to college, I think the reports came out there and said, no, he's not going back to college, but he is looking for a offensive coordinator job here in the NFL if he can get one. And I think he can very well possibly get one. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So what are your guys' thoughts, right? Demeco Ryans, the big coveted name out there pertaining to, the assistant coaches, right? Your coordinator coaches. How do you guys feel about that, right? Do you guys want to get Demeco Ryans? Because let's be honest, I know for the most part, most people see Sean Payton as the person that everybody wants, but maybe can't get, right? So I'm right there with you as well. There's a lot of information to kind of unfold with, the first 15 minutes of the show here, but curious to figure out how you guys feel, right? Do you want to go all in Demeco Ryans, or are you willing to be like a Jim Harbaugh? Are you willing to do, go all in on Sean Payton? Are you willing to do a different offensive coordinator, right? Maybe Shane Steichen or the guy from the Eagles, right? One person that that I really like is Ken Dorsey, offensive coordinator from the Bills. Something like that is something that I would truly like here on my end. But I'm curious to figure out how you guys feel pertaining to Demeco Ryans. What's up, Chaz? Appreciate the super chat. He says Vance Joseph is not the answer. It's like Cliff again. Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, every time I mention the idea of Vance Joseph, because let's be honest, Vance Joseph is going to get interviewed, whether we like it or not. He's going to get interviewed for the Arizona Cardinals position because of the reports that came out and said, oh, he's very well respected within the building. They're going to give him the opportunity to interview. Now, is he going to get the head coaching job? I don't know. All we know right now is that he is set to have an interview sometime next week. So at this very moment, it's kind of TBD. So we'll have to kind of wait to see how it shakes out. But I agree with you. I don't think Vance Joseph is the answer. I have nothing against him personally, right? He might be the best person out in the world. But I don't know. I don't want to do another Denver Broncos situation. And I don't know. I'm just not down with that. But yeah, the rumor behind the Demeco Ryans becoming the next head coach is that Anthony Lynn might be his offensive coordinator. So take that with a grain of salt as well, right? Like, I get it. Demeco Ryans has so much different, great qualities in terms of being a next great head coach. Robert Saleh was obviously the defensive coordinator before Demeco Ryans took over. So yeah, I mean, kudos to the tree, right? Kudos to the tree that we're seeing for the San Francisco 49ers, because they're building it right over there right now, man. They're truly building it absolutely right within that Kyle Shanahan tree, because hey, they got two back-to-back defensive coordinators possibly getting a head coaching job in. Honestly, we'll have to wait and see. Now, let's get to the super chat here real quick. AZ fan, bro, I'm telling you, man, I appreciate you. I really do appreciate the super chat. He says, I think we should go all in on Sean Payton. He gives us a better chance at a quick turnaround. Wouldn't be mad at Ryans, but Kyler needs fixing. Exactly. And I think that's my mindset too, right? The moment I heard that Anthony Lynn might be the offensive coordinator for a Demeco Ryans, and that Anthony Lynn actually works with the San Francisco 49ers right now, that seems like a kind of a real possibility. I don't know if I want to go get Demeco Ryans and have an Anthony Lynn be our offensive coordinator. I don't think I'm there. To me, I have nothing against Anthony Lynn either, right? I just don't want another situation with when we hired Steve Wilks, we brought in Mike McCoy, and believe it or not, there was people happy about Mike McCoy. I don't know why. I don't know why, but Mike McCoy was a former Charger head coach. Anthony Lynn is a former Charger head coach. And I get there's no ties there, right? There's nothing there that makes them the same person, nothing the same coach. I get it, right? But I don't want to hit that deja vu. And something within me right now is feeling like deja vu, and that's not going to work because our defensive players that we have on our team is nowhere compared to the defensive players they have on their team. So although he might bring in the same scheme and think it might work, we also need the playmakers to execute those plays, right? So we have some young players, right? Isaiah Simmons, we got Zaven Collins, right? We got Marco Wilson. We got some young players, right? And hopefully with our third overall pick, we'll be able to bring a stud defensive lineman. So that's cool, but we're going to need players to execute as the San Francisco 49ers is doing. So some people just think like, oh, he's doing really well over there, it's going to translate really well here. Like, you need to have players, great players as well. And I'm not saying we don't have great players, but they're not to the caliber of what the 49ers have right there. But one other thing I guess we can say about Demeco Ryans is that he was the linebacker coach at one point, right? A linebacker coach can help out Zaven Collins. Linebacker coach can also help out Isaiah Simmons. So, hey, I mean, there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to go along with both arguments, personally. What's up, Chaz? Another super chat from my guy, Chaz. Appreciate you, man. He says, Sean Payton talks highly about Kyler Murray. That's a sign. Yeah, I agree. We're seeing a lot of videos, right? I feel like Sean Payton and Colin Cowherd have like this very good relationship, or, buddy relationship that he seems to be always on his show. And yeah, there's a lot of talks out there pertaining to, how Sean Payton would use Kyler Murray. And obviously that makes people excited, right? That makes people super excited for the idea and prayers and thoughts of maybe Sean Payton being able to fix Kyler Murray. Because as of right now, we'll just have to kind of wait and see. But I'm excited, right? I'm excited about possibly getting it. Honestly, possibly getting Sean Payton is music to my ears, right? That's definitely something that I would definitely, obviously, love to see moving forward. But yeah, I agree. Sean Payton does talk very highly about Kyler Murray. Now, there was a video that was floating around where Sean Payton was talking about Kyler Murray before he even hit the NFL, right? There was also that video that also came out as well. So, I get it, right? I don't think Sean Payton will come out and say some really nasty things, especially if he's coming for a head coaching job. So you also got to take that with a grain of salt, right? So keep that in mind, that it's just because he said very nice things doesn't mean he's, you know, going to be the next head coach, although we all would love him to be, right? Although we all love and hope and pray that he would be the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. So I think he would be able to get it turned around, right? Just like our guy AZ fan up here said a little earlier. Honestly, Sean Payton can be that guy that would be able to do a very quick turnaround, at least in the eyes of, from the outside looking in. I think that is a very fair statement to say, because I don't want to deal with another rebuild. And I'm talking about like a 5 or like a 3-win, 4-win rebuild. I'm tired of it. I want to bring a capable head coach that knows how to win. Because even if we do a rebuild, to me, a rebuild for Sean Payton would be a 6 to 7-win season, right? And right there, that's a step in the right direction, right? We've had 2 seasons where we had 3 wins and then 5.5 wins with Cliff Kingsbury. And we're like, we're rebuilding. But I truly want to bring a head coach in here that shows that he can win. Like, that's truly what I would love. That would be check mark, right? That would be a check mark here in my end here. But I get it. Sean Payton comes with a very, very hefty price tag. Is Michael Bidwell willing to drop the cash and maybe, throw some capital their way? We'll see, right? We'll see. Now, I did have a subscriber reach out, or I believe it was on a super chat a couple nights ago. He said to me, Sean Payton for DeAndre Hopkins, right? Like that's kind of been like a narrative out there right now. I don't know if that's going to be a straight up trade. I don't know if the Saints would do that. And I don't even know if DeAndre Hopkins is going to want to go to the Saints. Now, we've seen some crazier things happen, right? I was one of the guys that said, the Texans will never trade DeAndre Hopkins, right? We will never trade DeAndre Hopkins. And what do you know? They ended up trading DeAndre Hopkins to the Arizona Cardinals. So we've seen some crazier things happen. So we'll see, right? We'll see how it all shakes out. But honestly, right now, just hearing the new news, hearing that the Arizona Cardinals are very, very hard at work to trying to find the new leadership, moving forward to the 2023 season gets me excited. So that gets me excited. We did talk a little earlier about the GMs. Any new things? We do know Ian Cunningham interviewed today, right? We know that for sure. We haven't heard anything new, but there was an interview that happened today. So I don't think they offered him the position because there was no news. There was no breaking news pertaining to that. But Ian Cunningham, Jerry Reese, Quinn Harris, as well as Adrian Wilson are going to be the top candidates right now, or at least the candidates, not top, but the candidates that are going for the GM role for the Arizona Cardinals. What's up, Chaz? Appreciate the super chat. He says, yo, with Payton, we will run screens efficiently. Bro, honestly, I'm down with that. If the screens work, the screens work, right? Because it's not like any fans were saying screens don't work in the NFL. It's just screens don't work for Cliff Kingsbury, right? It just didn't work for Cliff, or at least the players that we had on the field, because whoever did a screen against us on our defense, they somehow got 7 to 15 to 20 yards on us. And it was very frustrating to see. But if you really truly think about it, right, if we have very, small statured wide receivers and we're expecting them to block a 6'6", 6'2", DB, it's going to be kind of hard in terms of matchups. Although, yes, you can, put yourself in the way, but in terms of physicality, they might be able to kind of get brushed out of the way. But yeah, screens do work in the NFL, especially if they're executed very well within the players and the personnel that we have on the field. So yeah, I agree. I think that will be able to open up our screen game for sure. Yeah, I agree with that. A head coach that seriously wants to win a championship. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too, right? I mean, we're going into this off season saying things like, yeah, that's exactly what we want, right? We want to get a head coach that's going to be willing to get us those, do what they need to do in order for us to get a win, right? Or get a championship, because that's what we play. That's why they play this game. for championships, right? They play this game for championships. That's exactly why they play this game. So we all want one. We all truly do. I want to be able to get one of those replica trophies and put it in the showcase, or bring my other showcase right here and put it right here. And you know, kind of sponsor that type of thing, because right now, as the Arizona Cardinals, yes, we have been looking better than when Bill Bidwell was in charge with Michael Bidwell. I can easily say that. We are looking better, but we still need to kind of get to the next level, right? We still need to make it to that next level to be championship contending teams, you know, or a contending team, right? Playoff contending team. Like, that's where we all kind of want to be at, right? That's all we all want to be at. Seeing some people in the chat, basically trying to get some DeAndre Hopkins trades going within them. I don't know. I don't know if DeAndre Hopkins is getting traded for a player, right? I know there's a lot of people trying to, you know, put their Madden GM hats on. And maybe, right? Maybe he might get traded for a player, but if he goes to a contending team, and I mean a team that's maybe in the divisional round, or maybe even made it to the conference championship, I could see the Arizona Cardinals getting a first-round pick. Although I would love to say the Arizona Cardinals are going to get a top 15 pick for DeAndre Hopkins. I know it might not be attainable because of the big contract, and because he's going to want to also get an extension, and because he's 30. But if you really truly think about it, like, it is kind of in our favor, because DeAndre Hopkins, like, one of the best wide receivers, and this free agency market is booty. Like, it's really bad. So maybe that might work out to our favor too. So we'll see. Oh, yes. Appreciate you, Jordan P. Yes, we also did get another, we scheduled another interview as well for a GM. Appreciate that. Thanks for reminding me. With the, it's a guy from the Ravens. Let me see what his exact position is. And I also retweeted it, and for some reason I completely forgot to put it on the show here. But yes, we also went ahead and scheduled an interview. Let me get the exact report up here real quick. I know it's from Adam Schefter, because I saw it a little earlier. Let's take a look here. Here we go. Cardinals requested permission to interview Ravens Director of Player Personnel, Joe Horitz, for their general manager job, per sources. Horitz interviewed last year for the Giants and Steelers GM job. He has spent 25 seasons with the Ravens. So yes, that comes from Adam Schefter. Let me just do a quick screenshot here real quick. But yes, thanks for the reminder. This is another notable person, right? Another person that we can possibly bring in for the GM role. So this makes 5, right? This makes 5 possibilities for the Arizona Cardinals right here. So however you guys feel about him, but this man, when I did bring up his photo, I ended up putting I swear, man, social media is wild. Let me tell you that right now. But big shout out to the person who said this, because this actually did give me a laugh. This man, so he's bald, right? So this is what this man looks like right here. If you can see him right here. And somebody said on the comments, he said, "We don't need another bald guy. We have bad luck with bald people." Like that's where we're on social media right now, right? So there's that. And then somebody else responded with Kugler. So it's like, yeah, it's, you know, social media for you, right? But yes, that is another person for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly bring in. This is going to be Joe Horitz for the general manager job. We just requested for an interview. There has not been a date as of yet. But yes, I see you, Agent 47. Kaim look alike. Yeah, no, exactly. Let me bring his face back up again, just in case for the person who was blinking by any chance. This is what this man looks like right here. So Kugler, Thanos, or Kaim, or however you want to play it right there. That's the man right there. So I ended up posting that on my Instagram. So please definitely do me a favor and follow me on my Instagram, so you're able to kind of see all the stuff that, you know, I can't make videos about right there and then. No F's given. What's up, brother? Appreciate the super chat, man. He says, "I heard Aaron Donald might retire if McVay walks away. Do you think the Cardinals should try to talk him and bring him over here?" I mean, that's a good question. That's a good question. To be honest with you, right, it makes sense, because older players love to come to the Cardinals, right? Like that's factual, right? We had JJ Watt, Terrell Suggs. They all came to the Cardinals, and they were kind of in their the last part of their careers. I don't know. I feel like Aaron Donald, if he's going to retire, he's going to retire. I wouldn't see him want to go to a divisional rival. Now, I think he would not want to go to the 49ers over the Cardinals, right? Because he specifically came out there and said things like, oh, that's a team we absolutely don't like. So I can see him not go to the 49ers, right? More than the Cardinals. But I think if he retires, he's going to retire. I just don't see him come back. Now, will the Cardinals want him? Probably, right? I mean, he's still very well, good, right? But honestly, right now, if we have the chance to get a Jalen Carter, I want him to start year one. Year one. So if we bring in Aaron Donald, that might kind of hold him from getting that start that we all want him to get. But yeah, honestly, I've talked about this on the NFC West Network. Our Rams ambassador, I ended up talking to him and I told him, hey, this is a real possibility. They didn't believe me, right? They didn't believe me. But honestly, I think Sean McVay might walk away. Like, truly, I think Sean McVay might walk away from this job. Not that he can't do it anymore, but just with the idea of him just trying to step away, right? Like that's where we're at right now. Like, that's where we're at. So, I mean, at this very moment, like, we'll see, right? We'll see exactly how it all shakes out. But yeah, that's where we're at. I think he might go. See somebody up there said mini Kime. Oh, good lord. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I think Hop is going for picks. Do you guys think Hop is getting traded with a player? Like, is that what you guys are thinking? Like, if Hop goes, it's gonna be he's gonna get traded for a player. I don't know. I don't think so personally. I think he's gonna get traded for picks. But hey, like I said, I've been wrong before, so we'll see. But yeah, Sean McVay, honestly, it's a real possibility. There's Rams fans out there right now shaking in their boots right now. Like, there's literally Rams fans right now shaking in their boots because they don't want any of that, right? They don't want to live in a world with no Sean McVay. They don't want to go back to the Jeff Fisher days, right? Like, oh, I know what I'm doing. Do you, Jeff Fisher? Do you? So Sean McVay was the best thing they've had since sliced bread, right? It's a very, very well capable head coach that honestly, I can see him try to be in the same position that Sean Payton is in right now, right? Because Sean Payton took off, some time off of coaching to kind of recharge and get himself back into the groove of things. And I think Sean McVay looked at that and said, hey, I like that. I like that idea, right? I like that idea of possibly taking a break and coming back on my own time. Because being a head coach, man, it's a lot of wear and tear. It is. It's a lot of wear and tear. It's a lot of being in, the office, making sure that game plans are put together. It's like everything is on you, right? That's the job of the head coach. So, and we know Cliff Kingsbury was doing the work, right? We know he was, and especially in those Hard Knocks episodes, we know he was doing the work. It's just, I don't think it's just it's more than that, right? It's more than that. What's up? No F's giving another super chat coming in our way. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. He says, if McVay walks away, do you think Payton would want to go to the Rams instead of the Cardinals? I think they are a crap show right now too. No, they are. Oh, they are. I mean, honestly, it's a great question. That's a very good question. Both of us right now are in crappy situations. Now, I think the Cardinals are in a better situation than them. Now, like I said, I find myself being very biased a lot when I talk about my Arizona Cardinals. But yeah, I mean, I truly do think that we have a level of concern. We should have a level of concern of us Cardinal fans, because the reports that came out saying that Sean Payton did want to get an LA job, like that's known, or at least that's what the report said, that he would want to get an LA job, whether it was that Chargers game or that Chargers job, or LA, right? The LA Rams. So yeah, I think the Cardinals should be a little worrisome if McVay does walk away. But let's be honest, I don't think the Rams really have the draft capital though, right? I don't think they have the draft capital though. So there's that, right? There's that as well. So I don't think the Rams have the draft capital to do it, but I think we should still have a little worry within us. But yes, that they're equally as a crapshoot as us. I do agree with that. But at least we have a quarterback, right? We have a quarterback. Now, I know there's a lot of things going on right now with Kyler Murray. There's a lot of things going on with Kyler Murray right now, pertaining to the fan base and how they're feeling about Kyler Murray. So it's a lot to unfold, y'all. It's a lot to unfold. So I appreciate the super chat though, man. I really do. Yeah, honestly, this is something that we talked about in the morning episode, and I want to kind of let you guys know about this as well for the PM people on this PM show. This came out from Valley Sports, and I'm curious to figure out who you guys think this is. And there's people out there that think this might be DeAndre Hopkins, but if you read this, this is concerning, right? K1 problems, right? And I hate that we're here. I hate that we're here right now as an organization because we're trying to move on, right? We're trying to move on, but we can't because something always pops up. Now, this was put out there. This was from a unknown veteran of the Arizona Cardinals. Let's read this here, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. So it says, after quarterback Kyler Murray fought for and received a massive contract extension of his own last July, it was like they created a monster. This was quotations. It was like they created a monster, according to one Cardinals veteran I spoke to last Sunday. Once paid, the veteran said Murray felt less compulsion to study his game plan or to fulfill the expectations of a franchise quarterback position that he had in the past, and the Cardinals' collapse felt predictable. So how do you guys feel about that, right? How do you guys feel about that? Now, we talked a little bit about it, and I mean, we just grazed over it, right? In the morning show that about this. Some might say that it was DeAndre Hopkins. Some might say it was Justin Pugh, right? It's all we know right now is that it's just getting really loud. It's getting really, really loud. And I really hope that Kyler Murray can come out here and prove it. Like, just prove it. Like, just prove it. Like, that's what we need right now. We need Super Saiyan from Kyler Murray. Like, that's what we need right now. Because I'm seeing people. I'm seeing people in the chat. I mean, right? Trade him. I believe it. The fact that someone said this, it's just sad. And here's the thing, right? This is what we've been seeing. This is what we've been hearing. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't believe it, right? Whether I believe it or not, it is moot, right? It's irrelevant whether I believe it or don't believe it. It's really what Michael Biddle is going to do. And I think Michael Biddle is really going to ride with Kyler, which I think is the right thing to do this year, and see how it all transpires. Can we see Kyler Murray earlier? I mean, maybe, right? Maybe there might be a little glimmer of hope we can see him a little over before October, but realistically, we might not see him until October, maybe mid or late October. So that can be anywhere between 5 to 6 games he's going to be missing. So we'll see. We'll see, right? We'll see. Got some people in the chat talking about Hop. Yeah, I think Hop is as good as gone too. Yeah, I definitely think that Hop is gone too. Who do you guys think this is, right? Who do you guys think that this source is, all right? Or this this player that came out? Do you guys see anything on your end pertaining to this? Because like I said, it's getting loud, right? It's getting really, really loud. Got some people in the chat. Yeah, a lot of people were saying Hopkins. Somebody said Kirk. Somebody said Patrick Peterson. Oh, wait, give me a second. Somebody said on here, I'll put my money down that it was Pugh. What do you want to bet? Look at my track record. I speak my mind, and I always put my name on it. Next time, tag me too. Put your name on it. Luckily, you. Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, boy. Okay, so let me just recap here real quick. Justin Pugh's coming out here, man. Justin Pugh is coming out here. Okay, let me show you guys this real quick. So, in the report, let me show you this too. Okay, so let me give you some context here real quick. All right, 1 second. Dude, Justin Pugh's coming out, y'all. What is going on with Justin Pugh right now? All right, let me show you, y'all. Let me show you. Okay, so this is the first screenshot that I'm going to show you right here. Right here. Okay, so it's from Bob McManaman, and he says, put your name on it, right? He says, put your name on it. Now, the tweet down here from Jeremy Clough, this is where the tweet originated. Where I don't think it's where it originated, but I think he's just kind of reinforcing it because we heard this 2 days ago or a day ago. And it says, it was like they created a monster, right? And then Bob McManaman says, put your name on it. Now, if you look at this screenshot here, right here, somebody said, I'll put my money. It was Pugh. And look, Pugh came down here and responded. He says, what do you want to bet? Look at my track record. I speak my mind and always put my name on it. Next time, tag me too. Put your name on it. Luckily, you have a golden, so I'll let it slide. Sheesh. And I'm assuming he means the golden retriever in the little picture right there. But dang, man, Justin Pugh's coming out here for vengeance. Justin Pugh's coming out here for blood. Sheesh. Sheesh. You think it's Rodney Hudson? I don't know. So, no, if you do you think this is true? Answer it. I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. Right? It's getting really loud. It truly is. I mean, the only person that's going to come out here and really, really make this squashed is Kyler Murray. But like, let's be honest, the regression is real, right? The regression is real with Kyler Murray. It's bad. It's bad right now. So I don't know what's Michael Bidwell. Like, I'm really curious to figure out what type of questions were asked to these new GMs, right? These new possible GMs that came out here. I'm curious. Because I know one question that's going to be asked to them is, DeAndre Hopkins wants out. DeAndre Hopkins wants a trade. How are you going to deal with it? At least that's what was reported, that is going to be a question that was going to be asked. Is another question going to be, we need a new franchise quarterback. How are you going to deal with Kyler Murray, right? Like I'm so curious. Like, I'm absolutely super curious to figure out, what are these questions that are being asked in this GM role? Because I think that's going to be very telling, right? It's going to be very telling to figure out, what is Michael Bidwell asking, right? What are those tough questions that are being asked? Because, man, we're starting off, y'all. We're starting off from scratch here. So no F's given. I don't know, man. I'm 50-50 on it, y'all. Like true. Like, I'm 50-50. Like I think it's getting way too loud to not believe it, but I also don't want to believe it because I'm done with the drama. Like, I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the drama. Like, yeah, I'm just sick of the drama right now. And I kind of want to just be done with it at this very moment. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So I know I saw some people in the chat say maybe Beachum. Somebody said Cliff. Somebody said Justin Pugh. Justin Pugh came out and said it wasn't him, so I don't think it was. I know there's people that said that Hop and him maybe didn't have the best relationship towards the end. Who knows, man? Who truly knows? I just want Kyler Murray, 2021 Kyler Murray, in the first eight games. Like, that's what I want. Bring me those, or the first 10 games. Bring me that Kyler Murray, please. Like, we know what we saw, right? And I think we're just getting to that point right now that we're just like, damn, man, like, oh, let the drama end, for the love of God. Let the drama end. It's just, is what it is, man. It is what it is. But like, if you truly think about it, right? If you truly think that this is one of those things, we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, buddy, RC3, man, where have you been? What the heck? I haven't seen you in a hot second. I was worried about you. Hookah Therapy, a new name? Okay, appreciate you, man. Wow. Sorry, let me just give a quick shout out here real quick. What the heck? RC3. Boy, this is 2000. What year is this? 23. This is 2022. Getting ready for the 2022 season. RC3, brother. Wow. Well, welcome back, man, dude. I was gonna try to reach out to you one day and be like, bro, you okay? You alive out there? What's going on? I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you're back on the streams, man. Thanks for being here. All right, we got a few super chats coming through. Appreciate you guys. This is going to be a short, abbreviated stream, y'all. I'm not sure if I'm going to go on the hour mark, maybe 45 minutes, but hey, it just depends, right? Depends on how this is going to go through. But what's up, JK Gamer? He says, what about Buda Baker? He was upset one match and wanted to win. Dude, I feel so bad for Buda. Like, truly, I feel so damn bad for Buda Baker. It hurts my heart, right? Like, Buda Baker, he wants to win. And it's so damn obvious, man. It's so damn obvious that he wants to win. It sucks. It sucks. I love Buda. I really do. Do you think? I don't know. I feel like Buda likes to stay. I feel like Buda stays in his lane or talks to the defense. I don't know. I mean, it could be, right? It could be, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. If it's Buda Baker, then we know it's a problem. Let's just put it that way. If it's Buda Baker, then we know it's a damn problem because damn Buda Baker, man, we all live through him and what he's been doing. What's up, Chaz? Hard Knocks killed the building and the culture. You think? I mean, maybe. Honestly, dude. There was rumors out there saying that the rift between Cliff and Kyler was getting so bad that it was affecting the locker room. Like it is getting that bad. Like it was getting that damn bad. That just the ugliness and what was going on in the locker room, I think that's what killed the culture. I agree. I agree with that though. I mean, a lot of times whenever we get these cameras in front of us, right, and by us I mean Arizona Cardinals, right? I feel like we just kind of flake and we just don't do very well. But I mean, you might be right? It's a hard knock curse. But yeah, the culture, I think that comes along with just the downfall of Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray just not seeing eye to eye anymore. And we knew this was going to come, like we knew that this was going to be a real big possibility. The moment we saw that on Thursday Night Football, Kyler Murray yelling at the top of his lungs to Cliff Kingsbury, stuff you don't really do, right? Kyler Murray yelling at DeAndre Hopkins, stuff that you don't do. Like you don't do those type of things. But like, I mean, creating a monster seems kind of, pretty legit, right? Pretty legit on it. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Let's see here. Let's keep it the comments. Let's do this. Let's do 5 minutes here and just focus on the comments. Let's do that. Let's go to the 50-minute mark. Let's focus on the comments. Sean Payton for the win. I hope so too, man. I hope so too. Let's see here. Buddha will be Larry. He will not change the team, even when we're bad. That hurts me, but you might be right, dude. You might be right. You might be right. Larry Fitzgerald. Love the man. Love the man. Honestly. Buddha Baker, he's becoming top tier favorite player in the current roster for sure. For sure. Let's keep it with the comments. Too many wide receiver screens created a monster. That's funny. I don't know, man. With Cliff, right? I'm not gonna try to keep piling it on Cliff anymore. We know what we've accomplished what we needed to accomplish as Cardinal fans, right? Cliff's gone, right? At this very moment, not really much to say other than let's see who our next head coach is. And at least I guess I'm trying to put it nicely there. Let me do this. Let's ask this question to the chat here because usually we do poll questions, right? That's usually what we do. Who can tell me right now, and just yes or no, that's all I need, just yes or no. Question to you guys is Kyler Murray QB1 in 2023? That's my question to y'all. Either yes or no. Is Kyler Murray QB1 in 2023? And by QB1, obviously, he's a starting quarterback, obviously, right? But what I'm asking is that, like, do you have faith that he can be that guy? Is more the question. So there's that. AJ, yeah, I mean, it could be AJ Green too, right? It could very well be AJ Green. We got some people in the chat here. Hell yeah. Okay, there you go. We got some people saying hell yeah. Okay, love it. Yes, Kyler will be fine. With an O-line, of course, that's a stupid question. Absolutely. Draft one to keep him on his toes. Yes. Hell no. No, we have no. Okay. We'll see. It's the funny thing because, I mean, obviously people say, yes, it's a stupid question, but like, dude, the fan base is talking right now, right? The fan base is talking. Look, we got JK Gamer says, hell yeah, we got 2 no's in the bottom. So, I mean, I know like to some people, they're saying this is a stupid question, but like, if you really ask the fan base, it isn't. I don't think it's a stupid question. Now, to me, I'm K1 all the way. I truly think he's going to be the quarterback. He's obviously going to be the quarterback in 2023, obviously. But what I'm saying is I do think he can take that next step and get to the level that we need him to get to. I just think it got way too bad. I think the Cliff and Kyler Murray, it got way too bad. It needed to change. I think that's what this stems from. It needed to change. They couldn't coexist any longer. And obviously, we're picking Kyler Murray over Cliff Kingsbury just because we got to pick players over head coaches. I think that's what the root of the problem is here, is that we have two people that just don't get along. And I think that might have been the downfall, right? That it just created a rift within the locker room, almost a toxic rift. And yeah, I know a lot of older generations going to blame the young whippersnapper quarterback saying, "Well, you shouldn't be treating your coach like that." I mean, I do agree with you, right? But this is the best thing to do: rip it off like a band-aid, and that's exactly what Michael Bidwell did. Just get him an O-line. I agree. Just get him an O-line. That's exactly what we need to do. Get him an O-line. Yes, I agree. Sean Payton will change the culture. Facts. And that's exactly why people want to bring Sean Payton in here. That's exactly why people want to bring Sean Payton in here. Because of culture. That's why. That's why. RC3, what's up, brothers? We got a new channel member in the house. What's up, man? Thank you so very much for becoming a channel member. Thanks a lot. Appreciate. We are going to be doing a FYI. We are going to be doing mock drafts with channel members as well, and making them exclusive for channel members to watch in a playback. So just FYI, we're going to be having a lot of fun with mock drafts and stuff like that. So thanks for reminding me, RC3, becoming a channel member. We are going to be doing some mock drafts where you guys are going to be in the seat. You're going to be picking the next people, but those will be exclusive to channel members on playback. It will be live to everybody, but on playback it will be exclusive. Let's see here. All right, y'all, we hit the 50-minute mark. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I absolutely, truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you, everybody, for rocking with me. This is going to be a fun off season, and I know I said that every single time. Thank you so very much, everybody. It's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to, talk to you guys every single day, because I'm usually streaming every single day, or at least 3 to 4 times a week I'm streaming now. So appreciate it. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Smack the like button if you guys haven't done so already. Please definitely do that favor for me. Smack it up. Smack it up. You don't have to put my info. We got to talk. Oh, absolutely, man. Thanks for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah. Smack the like button. Helps out the algorithm. Helps my channel grow. We're trying to hit 11K. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. Like I said, as always, a fun-filled show. Our off season moving forward. So thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. As always, go Cards.